Hi, Jeff Munn, creating extraordinary futures, and this week I want to talk about an idea that I have been seeing a lot on my feeds lately, that I hear my clients talk about a lot, that I think is maybe a little bit dangerous. And the idea is generational wealth, that we ought to be founding and building businesses that create security, financial security for our children, for our children's children, and so on. And it comes from this really good place that we have as parents, this desire to keep our children safe, this desire to keep our family, our kingdom, if you will, safe and protected. And yet, how many children of wealthy people do you know who are messed up? How many children do you know of wealthy people who struggle to find meaning and purpose in their lives, end up having problems with addiction or depression or anxiety, who don't know their place in the world? I think this idea of safety can be destructive. I think this idea of safety, this idea of protecting our kids, can prevent them from learning the very things that enabled you to create that wealth, that safety for them in the first place. So when I think about that, and I think about how much time the typical founder is spending away from his family, creating the security for his family, what is that teaching? So it's teaching that somehow money is enough, that relationships aren't important, the connection isn't important, and it actually ends up being the opposite of what I think most people want. It's like, yeah, well, Joe, I didn't see him much, but I've got this nice trust fund now, and I guess I appreciate him for that. But what I really wanted was to feel some kind of connection with my dad. So what if instead the goal was a little bit different? If you want to create generational wealth, if you want to, if you've got a successful business and that business is a wealth creation vehicle for you, great. There's nothing wrong with that. Use that money however you want. Do good things in the world. Give to charity, create a foundation. But wouldn't it be more powerful to actually be there and model for your children the gifts, the talents, the hard work that went into creating that wealth in the first place? So that your legacy for your children isn't that they have a trust fund now and they never have to do anything, but instead it's like, oh, I have the tools, I have the self-reflection, I have the capability to know that no matter what happens to me, I can create for myself. It's like the Bible talks about teaching a man to fish versus, giving the man a fish. It's the same thing. So think about that. What do you want your legacy actually to be? And if your legacy is actually teaching people how to create for themselves so that they are sufficient in a way that nothing is ever going to bring them down, well, how much more powerful is that than a trust fund? Take care, and I'll see you next week.